Hello, greetings. Hi everyone, welcome to a new video. If you are new, hi, welcome. My name's Audrey and the name of this channel is Audrey Christine. This is sort of the backup channel to my other channel, which is Audrey Briggs, the psychic, the salty psychic. Different kind of vibe over on that channel, which is all about crime and murder and stuff. So welcome to this video. This is back to our regular weekly vlog video with a recipe at the end of this video today. If you would like to jump straight to the recipe, I put times down in the description box so you can kind of see what's happening at what point in the video if you want to skip ahead. I know there's a word for that and I'm not thinking of it. I don't know why. So we have a little bit of chit chat today. It's a no makeup day. I feel like my eyes are so itchy. If you're not aware, I have two 8-year-old cat brothers, Latte and Marshmallow, and my family and I have just taken in 2 kittens. The kittens have short hair, so I know the hair that's all over me is from my older 2 cats. They have very long, flowy, fluffy fur, like cotton candy. It's really gets everywhere. So I'm not crying. If it looks like I've been crying, no, I just put in some eye drops. So just a little chit chat about some things. I forgot to mention in the last video of going to Montreal from Vermont what happened as we were crossing the border back into the United States. So let me go back a little bit. So when my daughter and I were driving from Vermont to Montreal border, she's been there several times, and she goes, they don't really, they're not going to get out and check in the car or anything like that. They just maybe want me to roll down the windows to see in the back seats or whatever, something easy like that. So we pull up and hand the lady our passports, and she was very nice. She was an older lady, and she's on the Canadian side. Okay, so she's the Canadian letting us Americans into the country. And she's like, oh, what are you guys doing? And we're like, oh, we're going to go, just spend 2 days and shop and stuff and whatever, and then come right back to Vermont. And she's like, okay, have fun, thank you. And so on the way back into the United States, it's the Americans' turn. Maybe this is one reason people don't like Americans. Okay, I expected it because I've been across borders many times, whether it's Mexico or even some state to state. There's even this kind of aggressive attitude going from one state to another in my experience. I also experienced this a lot in France and Germany, a little bit different. So we're coming back in, and we pull up to the line. You have to stop at a line before you go up to the box where the person is looking at your passport and stuff. So we see this guy like waving us in, like, come in. And on the way to the guy in the box, there's a camera and a thing, and it posts, it just says stop here. So my daughter slows down to stop there, and the guy's like, I said, come here. We're like, oh God, here we go. Okay. So we get to the box where the man is. The man's probably, I would say, 60-ish, kind of a large guy. And I don't want to say he looked very American, but he looked very American, if you know what I mean. Just, big, tall, white guy, with some hair and stuff like that. And he kind of barks instead of talks. So he was kind of barking at us instead of talking to us. He's like, yells at my daughter. He's like, passport. And she's like, here you go. And he's like, what's your name? And she's like, Sarah Hovey. And he's like, Who's that sitting next to you? Oh, that's my mom. What's her name? Audrey Raffalini. Where's she from? California. What were you doing here? I mean, it was just like, sorry, I have an eyelash, I think, that just came off. It was so aggressive. It was funny. It was so over the top. It was funny. And we're like trying not to laugh. And then at one point, the guy, the officer, whatever he is, he said, do you have any relatives that served in the Korean War? He was asking my daughter. She goes, no, not that I know of. He goes, because I was, what was the word he used? I was stationed at something Hovey station in Korea or somewhere. I don't know. But he was, apparently there's some Navy base or something that has the word Hovey in it. And my daughter's last name is Hovey. So we're just like, no. Because she looks at me, she's like, I don't know anything about anybody being in war. I'm pretty sure all my relatives avoided going to the war by getting married or leaving the country. So no relatives in the Korean War. Anyway, so yeah, that's a big difference between the U.S. and Canada border. Definitely a big difference. Okay, so we go from something funny to something kind of sad. Well, it is sad. I just wanted to let everybody know my husband's cat, one of his cats, passed. When my husband moved to the United States 3.5 years ago, he couldn't bring his cats with him or his dog. The dog passed within a year ago, within the last 12 months. The dog passed. She was very, very old. And Oscar, the cat, died. He was 17. Now, my husband doesn't have children. These two cats in Australia were and are his children to him. So, I mean, the fact that he chose to leave them behind for their own good is something that kind of haunts him every day because he misses them so much. But they wouldn't have survived the move here. They did move. The cats had lived here once before. My husband lived in the country for a short time, a long time ago. And the cats had a really hard time and kind of never really overcame the process that you have to go through, the animals have to go through. They have to be detained for a long time. You know, to them, they feel like they've been let go, you know, and that they've just been given away. So my husband has someone living in his house in Perth. And it's a family friend, and I couldn't have handpicked anyone better than her to stay and take care of the cats. So she's staying in the house so that the cats didn't get displaced and that they can have that what's the word? Comfort. Security. So they can have their security. So they had already known this woman because she had been living with my husband for, I'd say, about a year. So the cats were already very fond of her. So it made the transition for Chase moving here a little bit easier on the cats. You know, he does video chat with the woman and the cats and stuff. So we did lose Oscar. It's very, very heartbreaking for my husband. So I just wanted to mention that. So, I know what I wanted to say about that is my husband and I both really honestly believe that Oscar, the cat who passed, is the one that created the opportunity for us to adopt those two kittens, these two stray kittens that just literally showed up at our front door one night. in the dark. My husband was out front watering the lawn by hand, some dry patches, and the kittens literally just came right up to him and basically like crawled up him, till he was holding them. So we both honestly feel like Oscar arranged that. And if you're not aware, I am a psychic medium, and we don't give our pets enough credit. Pets are people too. They really are, because they have a soul, they have a consciousness, just like humans, which is one reason I'm a vegetarian. But that's a whole nother story. But so having the kittens does help my husband's heart a little bit with the loss of Oscar. Not that the kittens replace Oscar, but it's like the kittens were a last gift to my husband from Oscar. So pets are important to talk about, and they do die typically before the owners. So it's important to know some of these things that I have experienced channeling different animals. When I do readings, animals always come through. Always, always, always. So I just wanted to mention that. And then I just wanted to mention too, how I just did some travel videos, and it may... If you're on the outside looking into my videos without knowing me personally or knowing me a long time ago, you may just look at those videos and go, wow, she's just really showing off, all this travel that she does and stuff. The travel, and I might get emotional, the traveling that I do always do it intentionally. And what I mean by that is, I haven't always been able to travel. I have agoraphobia, and there have been times where I couldn't and didn't not only not leave the house, I couldn't leave my bedroom. And I didn't have a bathroom in my bedroom. And I would open my bedroom door and look, the bathroom was only 10 feet away, but it's like, how am I going to make it from the door in the bedroom to the door in the bathroom? How am I going to do that? And then I'm already stressed thinking, how am I going to get from the bathroom back to the bedroom? Like, these are real things I went through. This was when I was a teenager. So agoraphobia is an awful, awful, awful thing. So the fact that I have come through such a horrible thing like that and can now travel, and I have been traveling for 15, 16 years alone. A lot of times I'm alone going to other countries. I couldn't even go through a fast food drive-through. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I literally, and this was before internet, so I was just stuck at home all the time. It was living hell. It was truly, my life was a living hell. So when I seem so happy and giddy in these videos where I'm out and about, even just driving with Jonathan around the town here, that's an accomplishment. And I never, ever want to take any of those moments for granted. In fact, I know a lot of people, when they have to travel a lot for work or whatever, they hate the airport. I love the airport. I love it. It reminds me that I'm strong. It reminds me that I can do anything. I jumped off a cliff 5 times. I have come through a lot of difficulties. I still have some difficulties that most normal people don't even think about. But I can't go underwater. I just can't. I'd literally rather jump off a cliff than go 12 inches underwater, honestly. All right, so I just want to be encouraging to you And, maybe you don't want to go to another country. Maybe you don't want to go across the US or even into the next state over or the next county over. Just being outside, that was another difficult thing for me. But I'm telling you, nature is so healing. Whether it's a field of flowers and grass or the redwood forest we have here in California or the ocean. Those things help release us. They set us free. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. There's something healing about being in these certain kinds of natural environments. A million years ago, there was no drive-through or there was no Target store or, I don't know, just anything. There was nothing like we have now. And I think sometimes human beings are advancing so quick. It's like our caveman inside hasn't caught up yet kind of thing. But I just want to encourage you. Maybe you are suffering with something similar and you don't want to leave the house. Let me just challenge you to go to your front door, open the front door. Maybe it's hard for you to even open the screen door to get your mail off your porch if you have your mailbox right there by your front door. Take that first step on your porch by your front door and just sit there for 5 minutes. So anything is better than nothing. It really is. Maybe that's even too much for you. Go online and look at places. Look at things to do that if you felt better, you would go do. So it's never too late. It's never too late. I didn't really start healing from this until really late 30s. And then when I was 40, 41 is when I started the whole travel thing. And it's important to believe in yourself. And it's like, Audrey, I'm tired. I don't want to be strong anymore. I want someone to carry me. I do. I'm too tired to try new things. I don't want to. Well, that's certainly your prerogative to feel that way. But really, it's our job as a human being placed on this planet. We didn't come to the planet with things set up as they are. We came alone when we came out and we were born. Yes, there's people there, but we're really responsible for ourselves. But I just wanted to remind you that you're okay. You're doing well. You are. Every little tiny, tiny step is so huge. And I'm proud of you. So proud of you. All right, so let's go into the kitchen. I have a recipe today that should be very simple. I try and do recipes most of the time that use ingredients that most of us have around the house. I hate finding a recipe that looks amazing and then I don't have half the ingredients. That just makes me crazy. So like some of the Indian stuff that I've made on the channel required like 9 different seasonings, which I did have to go out and buy. But once you have them and you start using them in other things. But today's recipe is a tortilla bake. It's vegetarian. So let's head over to the kitchen. Let's get this whipped up and give it a taste. All right, take it away, Plankton.
It's time for a new recipe.
Okay, so we're in the kitchen, and this recipe is going to be kind of just a mishmash. So you can put whatever ingredients you have already at home. I'll explain it as we go along, but it's very easy. This can be a good snack. You can cut this up and send it to school or work, or it can be a main dish, I would say, served with maybe a side salad or a soup or something like that. So let me go ahead and turn you around and we'll get started with this dish. All right, welcome to my mess here in the kitchen. We're going to start with a pie dish, and this dish is pretty thick. It's a couple of inches, and I want it to be that deep because we're going to put some beans and some different cheeses and some scrambled eggs in there as well. So I'm going to first spray my dish with some spray. You can use whatever kind of oil. You can use butter. You can do whatever you want there. Okay, and these tortillas are from our ever favorite Walmart. These are the 8-inch tortillas. If you don't have flour tortillas, or maybe you can only have gluten-free tortillas, super easy. All you have to do is use corn tortillas instead. And look how perfect that fits right in there. I love when that turns out like that. I'm going to preheat the oven to 375. All right. And I have 1 can of black beans. This is what I have on hand. If I have any other beans already made, I would use that instead. For example, some lentils, because I make a lot of lentils for my son. If I had any of those around, I would put that here first. I do apologize for the noises in the background. I can hear my husband vacuuming, and I can hear Jonathan kind of screaming a little bit. There he is. I'm going to dump out just a little of the water. All right, I dumped out just a little bit of the juice in the black beans, but I do want that liquid because I don't want a dry tortilla. Because we're not putting a whole lot of anything watery. So here go the beans. This is not rocket science. You put whatever your favorites are. So I have some red onion, chopped very fine. I have some zucchini, chopped very fine. Now, I was going to use spinach, but my husband accidentally used my spinach I had saved for this recipe, so no fear. You just go ahead and forget about the spinach and you put something else in. It's not a big deal. If you like meat, I would say you could put some shredded pork or beef in here, chicken, but it has to be cooked. So everything, the meats must be already prepared to go in here. No, nothing raw. No raw meat, okay? If you like Mexican meats, you can do a chorizo, which is the, it's kind of like a Mexican, I don't know, it's chorizo. It's chorizo. Kind of like a sauce. It just, I don't know, is it a specialty meat? I don't know. Putting in some cilantro. I love cilantro. I know, you know, some people just don't like cilantro, and that's fine. I do. Red pepper flakes, just a couple. Don't want to be crazy with it. Some salt. I do tend to undersalt things because I don't want to oversalt by accident. All right, I'm trying to move you in a little bit. All right, let me move this. Okay, is that better? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, that's better. Okay, so we have the salt. Let's do a smidge of pepper. I'm not measuring anything. I do tend to put things on my hand and then into the dish. Cumin's very strong, but all you have to do is put a sprinkle, very small sprinkle, and I'm going to do a very small amount of chili. I mean, we're talking eensy weensy. I don't want this to be too chili for me. If you like a lot of chili, then you put a lot of chili. All right, we can't forget the garlic. So you want this to be in the oven long enough for all these spices to come together and emulsify. That's really how the flavor is going to come out. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of this cottage cheese. Why? Why not? Cottage cheese is yummy. This is going to have more cheese in it, so it's definitely going to be a cheesy dish. Now, I'm not going to do a huge amount. Just spread some around. This smells so good. If you have olives, put some olives. If you like bell pepper, put some bell pepper. If you like white onions, you do white onions instead. Maybe you don't like zucchini, put something else. Whatever you have left over. This is a good way to use up things you have in your fridge that you would otherwise throw out. All right, let's prepare our eggs. Okay, so I'm using 4 eggs. Maybe you want it more eggy. Put 5 or 6 eggs. I don't care. No one's going to arrest you for making this to your specifications. And I just kind of killed that 1 egg. It's all over the counter. So, oops. Let me get that egg. And I'm just going to beat them a little bit. I just want those yolks to break up. Okay, and I'm just going to pour it on top. Easy. It's not rocket science. Okay, so let's throw some of this cheese on. I have mozzarella. Where am I? There we go. So I have some of this mozzarella. I'm just going to throw it on. You put as much cheese as you like. You put whatever kind of cheese. Maybe you like blue cheese. I don't care. You do what you like and what you have available. You know, I'm traveling around the country. I realize now that not everywhere has everything that we have here available. So there we have it. It's going to go in the oven at 375. I'm guessing this is going to take about 20 minutes, but I'm going to keep an eye on the cheese and the egg underneath, and I'll let you know how long it takes. Okay, I'm back in my bedroom at my desk, and I have the dish here. It did take a bit longer than I thought. So I took a piece and realized the egg is just not quite done, so I had to stick it back in the oven. Smells delicious. I'm starving. I'm so hungry. That tortilla is nice and soft. It's got the bean juice. The juice of the bean softened it up. The egg is really good. You know, a lot of people joke about Mexican food kind of being the same ingredients, just in a different form. There is some truth to that, for sure. This tastes like a burrito. But, look at that steam. You could use pinto beans, or you can put no beans at all. You could put some rice in there. Whatever you have. Be creative. Have fun with it. Maybe let's, if you're a family of 4, let each person say, I want to put this in there. I think we should put this in there. Let everybody choose an ingredient. I am so hungry. This is really good. This would be good for breakfast with a cup of coffee. Who am I kidding? This is good just in general, anytime. I mean, what you could do with the eggs, you could cook the eggs in the microwave, kind of just blitz them real quick, or is that the right word, blitz? I don't know. You could cook the eggs in the microwave a little bit and then put them in the dish. But to me, this way is just fine, doing it this way. You could even do some hash browns would be delicious in here, or some curly fries. Oh my God. Curly fries in here. You can tell I'm American, right? We do all kinds of crazy food things. All right, well, I'm going to finish this up. I want to thank you for watching this week's vlog. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out my other channel where we talk about crimes. And check me out on Instagram at AudreyBriggs68, where I post some behind the scenes pictures. I have kitten pictures, different things going on with the family behind the scenes. So I hope you try a dish. Let me know how you make yours. All right, take care. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Ciao. I have to go to the dentist tomorrow. Pull out a tooth. Bye.
Thank you for watching, Audrey Christine. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. Be sure to check out Audrey's YouTube crime channel, The Salty Psychic, at Audrey Briggs 68.